Mick, you mentioned a little bit earlier on about Callum McGregor. I want to get both your guys' take on this. I know social media is far from the be-all and end-all. The last couple of Celtic games, he's been taking a lot of stick from Celtic fans on social media. How do you guys see his performances this season? Is it a bit of a dip, if it's a dip at all?
I think I must admit I'm slightly kind of amazed sometimes at the kind of the reaction of some supporters to guys who have been absolutely outstanding for such a long period of time. I think Callum McGregor is struggling a wee bit because of kind of the disruption around him. I mean, I don't know what Chris thinks. I mean, people are saying, "Oh, he's taking the safe passes, passing the ball back all the time, and it's driving people nuts a wee bit." I just don't think he's got some of the trust yet in some of his teammates, because I think a lot of times he's passing the ball. I mean, I'm thinking early in the season, I think guys like Yang and all that stuff, he's passing the ball into feet. They're losing the ball. Who's mopping up the mess? It's Callum McGregor. So if you're doing that 3 and 4 times a game, running 50 yards to mop up a mess, it's not your problem. It shouldn't be your problem. I just think you're going to be naturally thinking, well, I'm not doing that again. If I pass the ball to him, I'm going to end up running 50 yards to try and clean up this mess. I just think, I don't know if that's going to go into his thinking. But people, it's like, as soon as you hit 30 in football, people are like, anytime you have a bad pass, it's because of his age. I mean, it's just always a kind of, it's always thrown at people. It's happening now with Schmeichel as well. But I still think Callum McGregor is still the best midfield player at Celtic by a distance, still the best midfield player in Scotland by a distance. Is he his best at this point in time? Probably not. Is it understandable? I would probably say yes to. I don't know. I don't know what you think, Chris?
I think that he's on a different level to any other player in the Celtic team. That's my view. I think it's the players around him. I don't think Callum McGregor will ever lose that ability in terms of his awareness and that first quick pass. I think there are players in the team currently who are hiding, and that kills the flow. You can't tell me that I mean, the other thing is opposition. Opposition realise if they can snuff Callum McGregor out, then Celtic are average. And the truth is they're average with him in the team at this moment in time, because they're finding a way of not giving him that freedom. And his brain, his football brain works much quicker than every other player in the team. And I think there hasn't been that flow because of what is happening around it. And we will see. I've got no doubt about that. We will see. Eventually, Callum McGregor will have to call it a day. And Mick's right. Once you hit 30, people think you're always sort of on the, on a downhill slope. But eventually, we'll see Callum McGregor in years to come. He will slip out of the team because physically he won't be at the level which he once was, and that happens. But we've spoken about this before. His position in the team, he's virtually irreplaceable. But Callum McGregor is absolutely not the problem for Celtic. It's basically everybody else around him who is the problem.
Would you think a slight change in kind of formation might help Callum McGregor?
No.
I'm just thinking with like a kind of a second, especially in Europe, like a second man alongside him, like a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise you were going to go down that route, Mick.
Well,
but what? No, so we spoke before about Greg Taylor, and I've criticised Greg, in the past for certainly at the highest level defensively. But Celtic have missed him unbelievably in that central midfield area, because he would come in and Celtic would it'd have that sort of stability around him, and that other player who had that awareness. And why is Celtic doing that? To create an overload in the middle of the pitch, and other teams, most teams couldn't come to grips with that, certainly at domestic level, and that's been the issue where. You have to look and you think Tierney coming back has created its own problem for Celtic, where you could say is an upgrade on Greg in 1v1 situations, but certainly when Celtic are building with the ball, and that has really affected Celtic's build up, and that has really affected Celtic's attacking prowess.